Here in Canary Wharf now with Nigel Mansell, one of my all-time heroes, and the most successful British F1 driver as far as I understand.
No, it's fantastic. I mean, Sir Jackie Stewart won 27 Grand Prix, and I'm blessed that I won 31, so the winning most driver currently obviously in this country, which is fantastic.
It's quite an honour to meet you as well. Murray Walker, who's another one of my heroes, described you as a man that made Formula One exciting. How would you respond to that?
Yeah, I think Murray's made Formula One exciting too, and I mean, a lot of people said last night that even when something wasn't quite as exciting as it looked, he made it incredibly exciting. But I think the thing that I was blessed with was that I always gave my all in whatever car I was in, and I could make the car sort of dance sometimes, and the energy that you put into driving, and people really appreciated that, and that was great.
And you were the last driver to be personally selected by Enzo Ferrari, weren't you?
Yeah, no, I was signed by the late Enzo Ferrari, and had a wonderful couple of years there, and obviously it's one of the great memories I have, driving such a fantastic team. But I was also, you know, very blessed with winning 28 races with the great Williams team, with Sir Frank Williams and Patrick Head. So, no, I had a great time.
Understandably so. Can we talk a little bit about, I mean, the principal reason for you being here today?
UK Youth.
Absolutely. We followed you on a bike from Belgrave Square all the way through London, here to Canary Wharf. Now, I understand that you've got a very significant position in UK Youth. Will you tell us a bit more about it?
Well, UK Youth is just had its centenary, 100 years old this last year. We rode around Great Britain, and one from here to Wales and then up to Scotland, and we joined basically 7,000 youth clubs together, which then we reach anything over 750,000 to 1 million children in any 1 year. We have over 40,000 volunteers, and obviously it's an awesome responsibility. We have wonderful people at UK Youth, and some of the programs that we have are the best in the country, and the government actually see that, and we're working very hard with the corporate sector and the private sector, and we have great partners in many great courses, which obviously all the children benefit from, young women, young men, and so it's incredible. And how many charities are over 100 years old?
That is impressive. I understand that you did something last year that was particularly significant.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with joining Welsh Youth with UK Youth and Scottish Youth, we rode 1,375 miles in 13 days. We were blessed because we had Magnus Backsteff with us, ex-Tour de France rider and Paris-Roubaix winner, and he's one of the vice presidents of UK Youth. And now what we've done through that ride is that we've set up a professional race team, which is basically carries the logo UK Youth, with no cost to UK Youth, which obviously is fantastic. Great partners with the Cycle Challenge. We're in the Premier calendar, in the Crick races. There's a race here at Canary Wharf this next week, so we'll be here for that, and it's just fantastic. I can't thank everyone here at Canary Wharf enough, and Expo, for supporting us like they do. So it's wonderful, but where it's incredibly brilliant is for the charity and all the young people who are going to benefit from it.
Understandably so. A couple more personal questions, if I may. I grew a moustache because of you. You're the guy that made moustaches fashionable. What inspired you to lose it in the end?
It came off when I was ill one time, and everyone said, and especially my wife at the time, said I looked about 10 years younger. And so I thought, well, I could do with being 10 years younger, so I grew it back a few times, but then a number of people preferred it without, so we had with and without.
Understandable. My endearing memory of you was giving Ayrton Senna a lift back when he ran out of petrol.
Yeah, British Grand Prix, Silverstone, yeah.
Now, bearing in mind that the new Senna film was released last week, I went to a private viewing, and I was quite impressed. There are a lot of things I learned, but more interestingly, from your point of view, how did you get on with Ayrton?
I got on with Ayrton eventually very well indeed, because you know, you realise why he was a competitor like he was. And there's very few people which are born with you know, who are willing to put everything on the line all the time. I mean, I was one, Ayrton was another. And the way I would describe it, there's racers and there's drivers. And racers make things happen, are very exciting to watch. And drivers are still great world champions, but they do it a different way.
How would you say your driving styles differed in particular?
I mean, basically, you know, unless you really had to, you never gave in. You never said die. You're always there. And you never gave up. Doesn't matter how uncompetitive your car was, you gave it your all. Because, you know, we didn't come from a privileged background, we didn't have the sponsorship, so we had to make the most of any vehicle we were driving. And I carried that through my whole Formula One career, which a lot of people embraced.
Did you have a favourite vehicle in particular?
I did actually. I love the FW11, the turbo days, with the Honda Turbo with upwards of 1,300 horsepower qualifying and well over 1,000 horsepower to race with, and they were exciting times.
And did you have a favourite circuit in particular?
Without question, one of my favourite circuits was my home Grand Prix at Silverstone. I mean, magical circuit, been changed many times now to improve and for safety. But now I'm really proud to say with what the BRDC have done, still one of the greatest circuits in the world.
I remember reading somewhere that I think you may have said that your all-time favourite racing driver, or the one you admired the most, was fGear. Is that true?
No, it's absolutely correct. And I mean, it's very difficult to say who are the greatest driver of all time. I mean, obviously you got Michael, 7 world championships, but I'd say the great drivers of all time were the early days where there was no seat belts, no helmets, no gloves. I mean, you had an accident back then, you only had one because the chances are you were killed. They were very brave men indeed.
I have to admit, I live not too far from Brooklands, and it's somewhere I go and pay a pilgrimage to every year. And when I read about how difficult it must have been to sort of handle those brutes around the racetrack, that needed courage, determination.
No, absolutely awesome. I mean, you know, let's be fair, even in our day, my career, there's 24 drivers killed. And it's only since, you know, the late Ayrton Senna and Roland Ratzenberger was killed at Imola in 1994 has been the improvements made to both vehicles, racetracks and everything else. And it's a great tribute to, you know, to Bernie Ecclestone and the FIA and the manufacturers and the circuit who have redesigned the circuits in such a safe way.
Indeed. Now, I understand that your 2 sons are involved in motor racing. Can you tell us a bit more about what they're doing?
No, I'm very pleased to say, and I can see that this behind us is sponsored by Lotus, which is fantastic. And you can get an invitation if you win to the Hungarian Grand Prix. But both Lotus have got the services of Greg and Leo this year with their GT4 program. They came 3rd in the Dubai 24 Hours. They won at Monza. And they just came 3rd at Navarro in Spain. So I think their next race is Spa 24 Hours. So we wish Lotus and Greg and Leo all the luck and success there.
You must be incredibly proud of them.
Yeah, no, I am, because they've learned an awful lot after the last 5-6 years, and they've developed into now 2 very mature race car drivers. And you know, it's a tough business out there, so to cut their teeth in that. But what I'm more proud of them with, really, is the work they do for UK youth. They're both youngest vice presidents of the charity. They cycled around England last year, and the incredible thing is the work they're doing still now for the charity. So I'm very proud of them.
We're really grateful for your time. Thank you so much for spending time talking to us and talking about UK youth.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nigel.
Pleasure.